we were just kind of talking with them about how this is a more veteran team. That group of juniors, the four of them, they came in right away as freshmen and competed. But the first year you had Maddie injured, and then last year you had Ella out and Makari dealing with stuff. Just kind of where are they at health wise, and then how key is that group to the success of this team?
Well, I would say that number one, the junior class has matured not only in the gym and on the arena floor, but truly in life. They have really grown. I think they're all really learning about what's important and who they are and what they want to do in the next chapter of their lives, which really gives them more direction and clarity. And so what happens with that is they end up having more personal leadership. And what I mean by that is they are truly taking responsibility for their role and their job and what they need to do every day. And so that just gives a great example to the freshmen. As far as their health goes, I feel like we are in a good place with that class. They continue to get better. Louisa, of course, did all around last year. We're starting off on 3 events this year, and we will eventually, hopefully, get a vault added in to make her an all-arounder again. Maddie Walagora is actually training and potentially competing all around this first meet, possibly. And, of course, Makari is a 4-event athlete training all 4 events this year. And then Ella, coming back from the Achilles injury, is training very, very well on beam and on vault, which only adds to our depth. So that class is instrumental in our success. And then, of course, having the veterans in the seniors coming back, with Lexi being not only an example in the gym, but what I'm seeing now is the vocal piece of where she's really aggressive and not shy to say what is needed to be said to make the team more successful.
Robert?
To kind of hint at that, what kind of, as you lead the team to, Oklahoma and, the season as a whole, is there an extra level of comfort for you and the staff because your team is, so experienced?
Well, I think you never can get comfortable. You always have to be pushing for what's the next level, right? Is like you heard the ladies say, we haven't earned anything. I tell them all the time, the rent is due, and the rent is due every day. And so we have to really build this team into what its max potential is and what we're capable of doing this season. So it is nice to see that they really know what to expect at this first meet, because it's not anyone's first meet. And I think that sometimes your first meet, especially when you have a large class of freshmen, you can kind of get that deer in the headlights look of what's going on because you don't know what you don't know. So there is comfort in knowing that they know what it's all about, but at the same time, they truly know how high our expectations are of the kind of team that they can be. And it's been nice to see them really execute that in the gym and in our practices and our preparation.
Katie?
Kind of going off that, what you said about, rent is due every day. I know you normally have kind of like a theme for the season. Is that one of the themes, or do you have a theme for this year's team?
Well, our seniors come together and always come up with a theme. And this year it's hashtag TKO, which is total knockout. And when we first heard them say what it was about, it was funny because we said, well, that's really a boxing term that means technical knockout. They're like, no, we're making it our own. And it means we're going to be a total knockout in the gym, in the classroom, in the community. And so they took it back to the true, base of our program and what we're all about. And so I love that they've gone full circle and made it their own. I said, you can have boxing gloves? Like, again, it's organic. I let them run with it. It is a team thing that they use, and I love how they use it to just set a tone.
Robert?
I know you guys, you say you preach, staying in your Bama bubble, but can you talk about the opportunity to open up your season against a Sooner program that has honestly dominated the sport in the past decade? So to be an elite and intense environment.
Well, I think it's a huge advantage. We always say if you want to be the best, compete against the best. And so we have gone in with a mindset, and the coaching philosophy has really been about being as prepared as possible with as many athletes as possible at the highest level. Ultimately, you have 6 athletes perform. Your goal is to have a 985 lead you off and then build from there, and have 9 nines within your lineup so that you get the maximum opportunity to score well. And so that's what we've really tried to create, routines that have the capability of going 9-9 or better. And then the whole philosophy as far as this fall has been, how do you prepare to hit under the bright lights when your best is required?
Katie?
I have two more things. First, can you kind of introduce us to the three new faces on the team and just how they've been adjusting to collegiate gymnastics?
Sure. So we have Corrine Banagan, who is a New Jersey girl, and she is training all 4 events. I think that, when you're on a very veteran team, your eyes can get open to seeing what kind of consistency has to be in play every day and execution. And the interesting thing about Corrine is that, when COVID hit, she actually was out of gymnastics almost 5 months because of the kind of regulations they had up there. And so she knew it was going to be a tough journey, and I feel like she has accepted that journey. She is so bright. She's majoring in mechanical engineering, and she is just a breath of fresh air with some of the philosophies and things that she brings, and she's funny. So that's fun with Corrine. Jordan Paradise, a very high level 10 that came in. Unfortunately, she's been sidetracked a little bit with some medical stuff, and she has really come on strong this last week, where she's actually going to be able to perform a vault for us. But her strengths are vault and bars and floor. I've been selective in allowing her to do certain things because we're just trying to get her as healthy as possible. But she is a happy, just always smiling, always lifting everybody up kind of a young lady. And she is from Tampa, Florida. And then Lily Hudson. I just can't speak enough to how Lily came in this fall, and she has been consistent. She has worked and trained so well. It's not hard to walk in that gym and see that this woman is on fire. She wants to be successful, and she loves Alabama. She, committed to Alabama really young. She's actually from Jacksonville, Florida, same gym that Ella Burgess is from. And she is a 4-event athlete. She will push the lineup on all 4 events. So we're very fortunate to have those 3 freshmen that are pushing everybody and making it much more difficult to make the lineups. At the same time, I think that they are going to have a great deal of mentorship by this upperclassman.
Katie, you want to finish off?
Yeah, my last question is kind of about, I've seen stuff recently about gymnastics signing some sort of like team NIL deal. As the coach of like one of the most popular women's sports on campus, how have you navigating that this off season with, having some of the most popular student athletes on your team?
Name, image, and likeness is such a new territory. I kind of call it the wild, wild west. And for me, we are uninvolved as coaches. That's all worked through compliance, and our athletes have done an excellent job in knowing that if an opportunity is brought to them, exactly what they need to do. I have the philosophy that if you can use your name, image, and likeness to maximize your market value, and for me, I want them to use it to go pay for law school or medical school or whatever they want to do next chapter. I think it's a great thing. And we also have some student athletes that really just want to go to school and do gymnastics. And so I support our student athletes in doing what can help them the best and what's their priority. And so I think it's too new to know exactly how everything's going to roll. At the end of the day, you kind of just have to be flexible and see what the opportunities are for these student athletes and hope that they are smart and make great decisions.
All right, Robert, what do you have?
I have nothing else. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you all. Appreciate your time.
Roll Tide.